Episode 98 of Dragon Ball Super. Well, we're going to get a lot of episodes like this one, let's be completely honest here. A lot of fighting, not much else. And quite honestly, we're in the middle of a Battle Royale tournament with no breaks in between matches, because there are no matches. So yeah, this is par for the course, and honestly, I'm liking it so far. I mean, this episode, spoilers, if you're watching a review of a video, yeah, spoilers obviously. Universe 9 has been eliminated. The trio de Dangerous and all of their buddies, Ro and my brain's not working right now, I can't think of his name, Sita, both of them are gone. Their whole universe, everything, immediately eliminated upon their elimination from the tournament. And honestly, I'm a little sad to see them go. We just saw some characters for the first time actually do stuff, and their designs were great. Their fighting styles were interesting. Stuff you don't see in Dragon Ball. Yeah, you've seen, beastie fighters before, people who use, their claws and they go low. Again, I used Naruto in a previous episode, a previous video on this channel. That'd be a good example, looking at Kiba, the way he's on, quadruped, and he runs on all fours. He used a lot of slashing attacks. The cat girl in this, awesome fighting style we've never really seen a lot of in Dragon Ball. Maybe not since the original Dragon Ball, we had proper beastmen fighting. And even then, they were pretty much martial artists. This universe brought a lot of great, unique characters. The trio de Dangerous all three of them were great. They're all dogs, and they could have very easily, just used a color differential, right, to indicate their differences. But they each carry themselves in a different way. They each have different facial expressions. Basil has a resting facial expression. I think it was pretty. They all look very different, very unique. The bunny girl we didn't really get to see much of, but I like her style. She's got the 1920s look going on. You have the big dragon dude and the what's his name? The merman looking guy, the swamp thing looking dude. I love all these designs, and it's a little sad that they've been eliminated. It would have been pretty cool if they were able to stay on the bench and at least get some more commentary from them. But at the same time, eliminating people from the bench when their team's eliminated kind of will make things go a little bit more smoothly. There'll be less commentary from the benches. So yeah, I'm a little bummed that Universe 9 was eliminated, but as people get eliminated, the more important things will start happening in the tournament, like Universe 7, Jiren, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really psyched. The fighting was great, by the way. The fighting between Goku and Vegeta and Universe 9, top notch. I loved it. I was actually blown back a little bit by a very unnecessary bit of animation they did when Goku got punched in the face and kind of leaned in with it and used that as an opportunity to retreat back, doing that cool backflip spiral thing to get himself positioned correctly. Yeah, that was completely unnecessary, and they did it, and that is really good. That's the kind of thing that makes you think that they're really in on this arc. They want to make it as great as possible. Super hyped about that. Oh, and the rabbit girl, she wasn't actually defeated by anybody that we saw, but it was heavily implied that Android 18 eliminated her. And we did see, Android 18 fighting the female member of the Pride Troopers. So either that fight came and went, or she might have defeated her too. And kind of weird, Android 18 targeting other women in the tournament, but whatever. We know the next episode we'll be seeing more 18, so we'll see what her deal is. But in terms of numbers that represent universes instead of androids, Universe 6 is behaving very strangely, right? Because Champa really didn't want to act against Universe 7. He didn't want to act against Beerus unless it was in front of Beerus. He doesn't seem to actually want Beerus to lose or Beerus to die, and it makes sense. They're brothers, and they do look after each other, even if they have their stupid rivalry, but he's acting completely different now than when he did behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, he was not eager to turn his back on Universe 7. And he didn't want to conspire against them. He didn't want to go to Zeno-sama and kind of blame Universe 7 for all of this and try to weasel out of it. He was looking out for Beerus. And now he's cheering on Universe 9. I call bullcrap. There's no way that Champa, if he truly felt this way, knowing that either him or his brother were guaranteed to die by the end of this, very short tournament, he wouldn't be behaving like this whatsoever. It's not. No, I don't buy it. He's putting on a show right now. He's putting on a show. I think his intention is, if he wins, he is going to use the Super Dragon Balls to try to save Beerus in Universe 7. That's his intent. And I think he kind of feels that same way. I think he feels that from his team as well. I mean, come on, Hit definitely has a thing with Goku. Like, they get along really well. I can imagine them, that mutual respect, not wanting either one to be killed. And you've got the Universe 6 Saiyans and Universe 7 Saiyans. I mean, he knows his Universe 6 Saiyans can learn a lot from what remaining Saiyans are in Universe 7. And I think we're going to see that soon. This has got to be the first time. I take that back. Goku temporarily went, Super Saiyan Blue, but it was very short. This is the first extension, like extended viewing of Super Saiyan Blue that the Universe 6 Saiyans have gotten. And I imagine that that's going to lead to something more. Again, I just don't see Beerus and Champa's relationship really being that hateful. In fact, I think Beerus is like snapping constantly at Champa. Beerus hasn't started anything yet. In fact, he's like, "Why are you cheering on the other universes?" Right? This is a one-sided thing. Beerus is genuinely not happy that Champa could potentially die if Beerus gets to live, and Champa definitely feels the same way. I mean, I want to see how this works out. This actually kind of makes me think that maybe Universe 6 has a better chance of winning this whole thing than I thought they did. Because if you look at it, I mean, they could be setting up something for Champa's character to get some sort of turnaround where he's like, "Look, I'm not really this guy. I'm going to, I do care about my brother. He cared about me. He used his wish for me. And now I'm going to use my wish for him." And I think that this is a perfect opportunity for that to turn around, and it looks like they're actually trying to set it up. Whether it actually happens or not, it remains to be said. I mean, Jiren is super powerful, definitely more powerful than anybody else from what I can tell. Hit is an amazing contender. We don't know how far Caulifla's power can go. Kale, I don't see being the end-all, be-all. I feel like she will be eliminated at some point, but I think she'll take a dozen people with her. So we'll just have to keep an eye on Universe 6 and see where that goes. I don't think they're as big of a throwaway team as we may have initially been led to believe. Because, I mean, if you look at Hit, and you see Hit as like that guy who is set up to fall to make Jiren look better, which is how I see Hit right now, I just don't know. I just don't see how that would really factor in here. So I'm just going to sit back on Universe 6 and say, let's wait and see. Talked enough about them now. Universe 4 still is an issue. We didn't really do too much this episode. The end of the episode, seeing Universe 9 getting destroyed, everybody seemed to be in equal shock and awe of a whole universe being eliminated. Once that straightens out, I think Universe 4 will once again be an issue. Universe 4, Katira, little Pikachu dude, he is definitely out to get Universe 7. He was trying to use Universe 9 to do it, and honestly, if your first attempt is going to be brute force and just going straight after the two big ones, let another team take that risk. And he did, and he found out straight up. Now he knows. He used Universe 9 to gauge Vegeta and Goku's true power. And I think Universe 4, due to that sneakiness, is going to be a very powerful contender. And I think they're going to try picking people off one by one, picking off the support units, So, we'll see where that goes. We do know that Krillin seems to have some sort of emphasis next episode. Maybe he'll be targeted. I'm not sure. I don't see them eliminating Krillin so quickly. Not after all the stuff that he's done to get ready for this tournament. That could be an amazing, setup just to get him squashed. It'd be really mean. I imagine he'd have to go out in a blaze of glory. But if he is to be eliminated, he'll go out taking people with him. I mean, he seemed pretty happy in that preview. And you do not let your guard down. You do not give the little anime eyes with the two fingers up, the peace sign, V for victory. You don't do that. You do not do that in a battle royale setting. I have a feeling that's going to come back and bite him in some way, shape, or form. Maybe he'll get hit shortly after that, he goes and poses. Or maybe he got eliminated. And what we saw was him I took out 5 people with me. That's more than I thought I would be able to do. And that could be him on the sidelines giving us that victory pose. I don't quite remember what the background looked like. I mean, it's more of the preview. That's not really what this episode's about, so I'm just going to... Whatever. Other things I noticed. Frieza Frieza is still 100% about the hurting people without killing them. He scared somebody into elimination. He put them through so much pain that they wanted to leave. And you gotta remember too, I brought it up before, that Frieza, when training to beat Goku in Forgot to Know F, wasn't training to get strong enough to beat Goku. He thought he was already there. He thought Goku was nowhere near him. What he was training, well, also to get more powerful, obviously, but what he was mostly training there was his ability to deal damage without killing. I mean, that's exactly what, oh crap, what's his name? Oh, dude, this is bad. The throwaway guy. The skinny purple dude. The guy who was poking holes in. I forgot his name. Ginyu ended up taking over his body. But anyway, he started poking holes in him. I mean, that's exactly what that was all about. He wasn't training against him to get stronger. You don't train against someone like that to get stronger. He's so much weaker than you. You train against him as a punching bag to see if you can hit those vital areas without killing the person. I mean, he was focusing on torturing, and that is Frieza's MO. He loves to torture. I mean, and that's what he was doing to that poor dude who disqualified himself by jumping out of the ring. I do think that's pretty good. But we've seen a lot of different things this episode. A lot of it was focusing on that fight between Universe 9 and Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta jumped in at near the end, emphasizing the point that since they couldn't trace their ki, that they had those surprise attacks. And another thing I did like seeing was that, that little aura, that little barrier of ki that they developed around themselves? That's not the first time we saw that. We saw a very simple version of that in, what's it called? Which tournament was that? It was one that, anyway, when Ten Shinhan was introduced, my gosh. When Ten Shinhan was introduced, he deflected Yamcha's Kamehameha wave with nothing but his ki. And that's basically what he did. He created an aura of ki around him and used that to bounce it back. This is a more sustained, probably thinner form of it. Something that's just, just to keep that gas away from the body. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was a really good way to develop a technique against him. And quite honestly, he wasn't much of a threat once that was gone. And even all three together, they got blown off the stage. People just get knocked around. It was a very good fight. A very well choreographed fight. Very well animated fight. And it resulted in an entire universe being eliminated. The first full episode of the Tournament of Power already shows a team eliminated in the universe with it. It's probably the largest scale destruction we will ever see in Dragon Ball. Another thing I do want to bring up is that time's weird in Dragon Ball. We all know this, right? I mean, Frieza's fight with Goku went on forever. So, and I was supposed to take a 5-minute time frame. Now, it could be super speed and all that stuff, like people moving so fast that what took us like 20 episodes to process happened in less than 5 minutes. Okay, fine. They do move pretty fast. But this tournament has to end in a very short amount of time. And what if not everybody's defeated by then, right? That could explain the new outro. Maybe something else happens with the remaining universes. Maybe it's only the winner is spared? That'd be interesting, right? If only the winner is spared from the tournament. And if there is no clear winner, then they all go. Because there's nothing about people who don't win surviving. So maybe that's the case. Maybe the remaining survivors are actually have to team up and try to save their own universes. I don't see it happen. Xeno-sama just goes, "Haha, you're dead," and you're dead. Oh, and I almost completely forgot one of the most important things. Mojito, the angel from Universe 9, he seemed really happy that his universe got destroyed. And it might seem a little weird. That kind of smirk you usually get is usually an indicator of ulterior motives or something, but he always smiles. He always has that I'm smiling through the pain sort of look, but it honestly may just be that. I mean, his universe is kind of trash. Universe 9, even by the Trio de Dangerous, they came out and said, yeah, our universe is garbage. We had to fight and scrap and work together to survive and defeat more powerful enemies. I mean, everything we've seen about Universe 9 is complete trash, and their Kai, the creator of things in that universe, he's evil. He's a horrible person, and Sidra just seems to be going. The God of Destruction just seems to be going with the flow. I mean, I can totally if that was just him being happy to be rid of Universe 9. honestly, I can see that. But grimace, like little smiles like that, those like sinister grins you get, it's almost always an indicator of something bigger happening. So, yeah, I don't know. Guys, I'm just going to let that go. Anyway, I'm rambling. Guys, these reviews are really freeform. It's not so much a review as what I can tell anymore. It's just my thoughts on the episode. What it made me think. How I feel about this. This episode's coming out later despite the poll I made asking, hey, do you want these to come out immediately? I'm just going to let you know this weekend, it was pre-release weekend. I do Magic the Gathering. I used to cover it a bit. It was pre-release weekend. I don't get to play much anymore because I'm super poor, and it's a costly hobby. So, but when the pre-release comes around, I make sure to do that, and it was a weekend event. So I didn't get to watch this till just now, Monday morning. And oh boy, was I missing out for those 2 days. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Next episode, I do believe, will be a focus on Krillin, and we do know 18 will show up in that. I'm looking forward to it. We really have never seen, not in the canon anyway, but we've never really seen Krillin and number 18 fight together. Like, not really. I mean, one of the Broly movies, Bio Broly, they fought together a little bit. You see them standing up to Super Android 17 in GT, and it just didn't make much sense. I mean, again, that's all non-canon now, right? GT is confirmed non-canon. With the Super Saiyan Blue, and you got the Android 17 being a good dude, like strictly good. I mean, it's just and the Pilaf gang being children and not like old fogies. Like, they would actually be younger than the majority of the cast, not older in GT. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm rambling. I just need to end this episode. Goodbye. Ooh.